Good morning. Here we go with North Mississippi. Here's a shot of your shared driveway and shared garage, it appears. You can see there's some work going on in the house next door, and that looks to be their car. These front steps are pretty wildly angled, enough that when you're not looking, it sort of throws you off. But there's a nice little porch swing and a covered porch, which is quaint. The neighborhood is older. Here's your wood and glass front door. Most things are well kept, but it definitely looks like it's waiting to gentrify a little bit. The first thing I notice, the ceilings are nice and high and some original period features, but in general, the house feels dim or dark. So you could probably, there are lots of light fixtures, you could probably change that with brighter bulbs. Or with this stairwell as an example, you could repaint it a lighter color. That would help. As you can see, the stairs are carpeted with kind of a nice Berber carpet that looks to be in pretty decent condition, but we're right up at the angle of the ceiling here. Certainly if you stand near this wall to the right, it's plenty high, but over to the left, it's going to be head bumping. And the doorway into this room that is staged as a nursery is most definitely too low for the two of you. I barely clear it. Also up here is a full bath with a pedestal sink, walk-in shower, and the toilet tucked in the corner with a view down and into the neighbor's house. There is a closet here at the end that has some secret little portal in the back that I haven't opened. It is curious to me that many, if not all, of the closets have locks on them, which is atypical. Nice hardwood floors in this room that the listing said is typically used as the primary. You can see the window unit there, which tells me that though this house has central air, it doesn't have vents in the upper floor, so you have that extra AC there. They have created a closet here that's nice sized, but would need some help to be really useful. I think those openings have been left open. It looks like maybe they've already done an inspection, so I'm going to check with the listing agent whether there was a fail sale of some kind. Here's a little, very little porch that you can go out onto. I'm not sure why you would want to do that, except maybe to talk to your neighbor. And then there's a bigger one here that looks down into the backyard. There's a hose bib up here, which is very interesting. But there's the view into the yard, which gives you one shot of what your backyard looks like. This room, I know it's important to you, size. This room is really nice sized, but I'm gonna say that the bed we're looking at is actually a full-size bed. It doesn't look like a queen to me. And you can see if this door is open, you can't have the edge of a bed any closer to the door, which means if a bigger bed were gonna go in here, there might be room for a queen, but I don't believe there would be room for a king without sacrificing the swing of this door right here. So that's something to bear in mind for this as a primary. And now we will go back downstairs. This again is another example of a storage, all fresh insulation and things like that. So they definitely have done lots of nice upgrades in that regard. And as you saw previously, hardwoods on the main as well. They look to be original. There are some spots, but they're generally in good condition. Wood burning fireplace. This is kind of an interesting long room. So without cutting, your path from the front door back to the dining and kitchen area, it would be a little bit challenging to have kind of conversational seating here. This coved entry is something in my own house, as an example, that I ultimately had blown open, and that made a really big difference in the openness of the house. So that's something to consider. I don't know if they picked salmon because this is Oregon, but the walls are kind of salmon colored in this dining room. It's a reasonably nice sized dining room table with a ceiling light, but again, as I said, everything feels a little bit dim. There is a pass through to the kitchen, which clearly has been remodeled. We'll be back this direction in a minute. There is a bedroom down here with a nice pair of windows. This room is also reasonably sized. Again, that looks to me, that might be a queen size bed. You could put a bigger bed in here, but this is a little under endowed in terms of closet space. This is the only closet that's here. But you could hop out the window onto your back deck if you wanted to. And then across the hall from that room is another full bath. Again, just a pedestal sink. That toilet is not to code. It's too close to the tub. The tub is sort of a challenge to get into and out of between the toilet and the sink. And the tile looks nicely redone with the mosaic on the floor. Here's another large closet that also had a lock on it from the inside as well as the outside, which seems curious. This is a laundry chute, kind of a fun period thing. And this is a very small room that would really just serve as an office or craft room or something like that. But that's where you can exit to the backyard, which has a nice little deck, plenty of room out here for some seating or a barbecue. There is power out here, so that helps. And this sort of beam that they put up for, it looks like they had hanging plants there. The backyard landscaping looks in good shape. A very manageable amount of lawn. And a few steps down into the backyard, this is kind of a lost space. Not sure what you would do with that. Locking gate. And then this is the entry into the garage, the half of the garage that is yours. And it is without the wood pile and the table, maybe big enough for a car, although it would be tight. And you can see they are out swinging barn doors, so automatic garage door opener doesn't work with that. You'd have to replace the whole garage door. This shared driveway, shared garage thing is not uncommon in Northeast Portland. And we'll go back in. Sorry for the repeat. There wasn't a kind of easy one way all the way through tour. Back in the kitchen, that is a smaller than average refrigerator. I would hope that the opening is large enough to put a full-size refrigerator in there, but you are boxed in by the framing for how big a refrigerator you could have. And I suspect perhaps that the chimney is back there and that's why they didn't blow that open. Hard to know. It does look like this wall could be removed completely to totally open up this space. I'm not sure if that's possible, why they didn't do it. And they did a nice job in here. Nice gas range, redone cabinets. But again, the lighting is all a little dim. The island appears to be built in. Has a couple shelves on one side and the dishwasher on the other side, which is an interesting way to stash your dishwasher but not give up any of your cabinet space for it. So nice working space here, a little working space on either side. if there were some brighter lights in here, it seems like it would be a really nice kitchen, and I'm a big fan of the glass cabinet doors. There's also a very large pantry that has a light in it that comes on automatically, and there's also power in the pantry in case you have any, you wanted to store a microwave in here or something like that. Here are the steps down to the basement. Again, same old Portland thing of the landing partway to a door that goes out onto the driveway, and coming all the way down. It's very close to this wall. Not a big deal, but if you were carrying something large, it might be awkward. This is your water main shut off, I think, so that's handy. That is part of the radon mitigation system, I believe, that's on the wall. There's some storage down here. They have painted the foundation. You can see the washer and dryer are here as well. Right under this, I'm gonna say it's probably about 6 feet high, this ducting, but the headspace down here is very comfortable. There's your electrical panel, which appears to be older but has been recently tended to. Hookups for the washer dryer, your systems down here, water heater, that is gas, furnace, that is gas, the AC is right outside. And looking into this crawl space, it appears that they've done a good job of wrapping all the ductwork and putting a vapor barrier in, so that's good news. The slope down to this floor drain is pretty significant. You can sort of see it against that ledge there, which is great. It means it's gonna work if you have any water down here. But it's also a little weird when you walk down here because it gets pretty deep. And there's an old original double basin concrete sink with sort of non-traditional faucets over it. Those could obviously be upgraded. And daylight windows, one of them is partially, let me see. No, that is, yeah, it might actually just be painted, second pane of glass. They don't appear to have opened anytime recently. So that's the walkthrough here. I will upload this video for you and talk to you soon.